Now we're in Dcad Lesson 3, and that'll involve installing a 3.0 man door on the left side of John Doe's garage. But before we do that, I have to get rid of some of these upper floor lines that are no longer needed because it's a single-story garage. So these lines are main floor, finished floor line, main floor, header heights, main floor ceiling line, upper floor finished floor, upper floor header height, and upper floor ceiling line. So I want to get rid of all the upper floor lines by selecting them, hitting delete. And this just involves doing a rubber band line and selecting them and deleting them, and try not to get anything else accidentally. Okay, so now I want to install a door, but I don't want it in layer 1. I want the doors and exterior openings in this drawing to be in layer 3. So in order to do that, I need to make layer 3 the current layer, and so I hit L for layers and go to 3 here, and I'm going to click twice in that box in 3. You can see it moved the pencil down, indicating that 3 is now the current active layer, and click OK. And you can see it up here in the layers toolbox that layer 3 is active. So I'm going to hit Control F9 to import a door. So Control F9, it opens up in symbols, and then I'm going to go down to doors and double click to open that folder. And I want to go to doors, sized exterior, double click there to open that folder. And go down to 3.0 right hand exterior and double click that to open that folder or that drawing, and just set a point here by left clicking somewhere and hit enter, and you can see that it has imported the door, not where it goes, but it imported it. And I want to rotate this now 90 degrees to the right so it'll align with the axis I need for that left wall. So to rotate this symbol, I'm going to hit R for rotate, hit tab, and you see the rotation angle here is highlighted. So now I'm going to type 90 and hit enter, and it has rotated it 90 degrees clockwise. So now I'm going to be wanting to install this door in the center of this wall. So in order to do that, there's a couple things I want to do first. One is I want to move it close to the center of that wall, so I'm going to hit M for move and get it over there so it's close to the center of that wall. And now I'm going to hit Control K, because that will center that handle at the inside center of that wall, which is done, and I hit enter. Okay, so now I'm going to want to move the whole thing down a little bit, actually 19 inches, and the reason I'm going to want to do that is because the door rough opening is 3'2" or 38 inches, and half of that's 19. So I want that door, center of that door, to be centered on that wall. So so now I'm going to zoom up in that area so I can see it a little more closely, and I think I'm going to go ahead and explode this symbol. Well, I'll go ahead and move it. So I'm going to hit gravity move to the handle by hitting comma, and hit M for move, and hit the apostrophe, which is point relative, and I leave 0 in X, hit tab, and I want minus 19 inches, and then I click OK, and then I hit enter, and you can see that the door is now centered in the wall. The center of the door is centered in the wall. So now I want to explode this symbol because I want to move this elevation portion of the symbol separately from the floor plan portion of it. So I'm hit over here to selection explode and left click on it, and you can see that all the points are showing now. So this door has exploded. I'm going to hit escape to unselect it. Now I'm going to use my scroll bar here to slide down a little bit because I want to get the bottom of this door down to the finished floor elevation here. So in order to do that, I'm going to use a line to align it with. And so I'm going to use V for vector, right click to snap to the corner of the door, at the bottom of the corner of the door, but my line's all squirrely. How do I, get it to be a straight line? Well, Dcad has the ortho mode up here, and you can just left click that, and then it restricts the cursor to the x-axis or the y-axis. And so I'm just going to move along here to the x-axis and get close to this line and hit K, and then hit enter, and it's drawn a line. So now I'm going to select this door, and I need to locate a handle to this lower left, to the bottom edge of the door at this line joins it. So I'm going to go over here to set selection handles and click on that. Then I'm going to go over here near this corner of the door where I want the handle and right click to it, and it gravity snaps to it. And I'll probably go ahead and get rid of the orthogonal mode. And now I'm going to either hit enter or my scroll button on the mouse. And you can see it set the handle there. So now I'm going to move that door over to the left, M, remove, get over to that area, close to it, and then right click, and it snaps the door to that point. And now I hit escape, and it's unselected, and there it is. And now I can right click on this line and delete it. Now I'm going to Control W to zoom out, and I can see that the door is aligned in the center of the wall, both in the floor plan but also in the elevation drawing. So I'm going to save the drawing now before something goes wrong, and that concludes our door lesson 3. Okay, it's not quite concluded. There is one thing that I neglected to do, and I'm going to zoom up on the door in the floor plan, hit Z for zoom, and zoom up on that area. And these two rough opening door lines, if I click on one of them, and then open the info box over here, it tells me that line is in layer 3. Well, I don't want it in layer 3 because it's actually part of the floor plan lines. So I'm leaving it selected, and then I'm holding down Shift and left clicking next to the lower one, and they're both in layer 3, and I'm going to change that, go up to layer 1, into layer 1. So now these lines are both in layer 1 with the rest of the floor plan lines. And what I need to do additionally is I need to remove this portion of the line. And there's a great tool for doing that. Basically, I want to trim this line between the two rough opening lines. So I'm going over here to where it says trim one line. I'm left clicking and holding it down, and it comes out with additional options, and I'm going to the trim between two lines one and letting go of the button, and I'm going to, and down here you can see where it gives you the instructions, set points 1 line to be trimmed and 2 and 3 to intersecting lines. So I'm setting 1 point on the line to be trimmed, and then set points 2 and 3 on the intersecting lines, and bingo, it's gone. So I'm moving this info box out of the way, and I'm hit Control W to zoom back down to see the entire drawing, and I'm saving one more time, and that concludes lesson 3.